Good morning. Welcome to Nashville for the Music City Madness Open. I am Andy Kuhlman, Director of Esports for Incredible Technologies. I think Mr. Shrimp might have slept in a little bit. We're going to be hopping into Moneyball versus Mark, so it's going to be in Shrimp fashion. It's going to be Joel Wilburn taking on Mark Duchesne. So we're going to have a really should have an interesting match here. Yeah, they're gonna be hopping in just a minute. It is going to be on Dodge. We're going to be on Dodge for the first set of matches today, and then we're going to go on to winner's side, and or no, I'm sorry, we're going to go on to the King of the Hill match shortly after this one finishes. So we got to flip the feeds here because yep, Moneyball is on the other side. Cool. And we are kicking it off here on Dodge. So I'm expecting, we got a chance for a hole out here on one. Nothing too crazy though. Looks like Mark's gonna put it close, tap it in, take his birdie. Moneyball looking to see if he can put it close, maybe grab some GSPs. Nice shot. Runs a little bit right of the hole and passed. I'm being joined in the booth. How you doing this morning, good sir?
I am fabulous, Andy. Thanks for having us today. I'm glad we're getting kicked off so early.
Getting kicked off early. It's the way to be. If you can just bring your mic in just a little bit closer to your mouth. There you go.
Good.
Yep.
Perfect.
All right. So
Let's see what we got here.
we got Mark. We got Mark and Moneyball. Man, this is Moneyball's been playing well thus far, and the winner of this is going to move on to King of the Hill to face. I believe it was Tilt Nasty. The winner of Tilt Nasty versus Hugh Jazzle.
Huge soul, yes.
Huge Soul.
Huge
That is
Soul.
the.
That is the French pronunciation.
Indeed.
We've got Mark going with the orbits. Interesting play. A lot of people like to play the jab into there. That flag's not too far back.
Yeah.
To do either the 3-iron. Duck Rubber likes to play that 1-iron stinger.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough shot to really perfect. I feel like there's a little more room for error with the jab, but
I feel like that play style was really just born out of kind of an obsession for using the sniper ball. Like I feel like Duck uses the sniper ball probably from what I've seen at least more than pretty much any other player. And I feel like he adjusted his club set for his stinger shots accordingly, if that makes sense.
no, it absolutely doesn't. There's a money ball with that 3-iron stinger, I think it was.
Yep.
But you definitely adjust your game based on what ball you prefer, especially for some of the newer players. You're playing streaks and grabbers.
Right.
I think that's why you see Whammy, Tony Johnson, still use a lot of grabber shots.
Yeah.
He came up and aren't using the premium balls all the time. That's a bit short for Mark. Tough little chip. Little right, looks like it's right one. Danny.
When we get a minute, I think we're actually going to make our preview larger here. If you go, never mind. PJ's not in the booth. Just kidding. So Mark, that's a big chip, and he pulls it right and far. Unfortunately. Big putt, barely puts it in. Almost missed the right side of the cup right there.
Joel gets a stroke back or takes a one-up lead. I don't know.
I believe it's takes one here, but I may be not correct.
This hole's a little lengthy today, a little stretched to get it there, and Mark just in the rough. Joel watching side by side. Fairway, good position.
Yeah, slightly better landing for Moneyball there.
They're literally playing shot for shot.
Pretty much.
Sometimes we don't see that, right? Some guys play a little faster, some slower.
We were definitely moving a bit slower yesterday.
I think some of us are still moving slow this morning. I don't know about you, man.
I'm feeling slow myself. So you got Moneyball trying to match it here. No GSPs for Mark on the hole. Moneyball. That looks nice. That's coming in a little bit right.
A little short.
Yep.
Good shot. Easy putt.
And I've really noticed that Moneyball is just a consistent player. I've seen him play at St. Louis. I saw him, and now seeing him play here. He knows what to do, and I think obviously part of that comes from his involvement in the league and all the great stuff he's done with the league, and just true passion for the game.
I think the league absolutely changed the game.
Absolutely,
it did for me.
Yep.
For some of those guys that haven't been playing for a year, if you jump in the league, I think I started maybe season 3.
Right.
Just was motivation to play and get better and a little competitive, a little bit of money on the line, but nothing that's going to kill you. But
right.
Good shot there, Joe.
Yeah.
Points 6 feet.
Just outside.
And everything that you guys have done for us, honestly,
Yeah, it's been a good run thus far, and we hope to continue it. Keep it pushing, as the kids say, I guess.
Well, we're going to get to see 2 different approaches here. One coming in from the left. Mark's going to come in from the right. Let's go jab. It'll be interesting to see what Moneyball goes with here. I'm thinking orbits. Oh, he's going to go with a grabber. Mark.
Does that clear with the 5-wood? I guess so.
Yeah, you can get high loft driver over that. Mark, sneak in there.
Well, he changed his mind now. He didn't.
Now he's with the orbits.
Yeah.
This might be a little aggressive. We're going to find out. See if that 8 takes it far enough.
Tracking a little bit right. Hoping for the kick left. Pulls back.
Can he putt it?
I don't know. I think that's a chip. No, he's looking for the putt. Looking for the putt with the Ranger, huh? Nope. We're going chipping.
Mark's got a really good look here. Orbits up and away. It is on line.
I like that shot out of Mark.
Come on back.
It's going to have to rip way back.
Just catches the fringe.
That was almost right in cow territory.
That got his heart pumping a little bit. Good chip from Joel. Stays 1 up through 7.
And we see Mark is pulled out just a little bit ahead, teeing off on 9 here as Joel's teeing off on 8. Expecting pretty much similar shot from Moneyball here that we saw out of Mark. I'm going to assume that it's not going to be quite as close to the fringe on the landing, just because I think Moneyball is going to play it a little
kick to the left.
This
looks
safer.
Really good.
Ooh.
This one looks really good from Joel too. Keep coming.
Not quite GSP, just outside. He's going to be moving on to the 9th here as Mark's going to move on to back 9. Mark dropping the 14 under after 9, so that's solid play out of Mark. I know that hole 4, he's probably a little displeased with himself, but it's not the end of the world. He's still got a shot moving into back 9 for sure.
Absolutely. And Dodge City back always can set up a little funky, easy to get a hole out, easy to give up a shot.
Sure. Lots of opportunities.
Oh, do it, Joel.
Ooh,
another good look.
Close. I think maybe that just didn't release the way he wanted to, but it was lined up pretty well for the most part. Solid play as Moneyball finishes off the front 9 here.
Takes a 1-stroke lead. GSPs don't matter, so even though everybody had 0.
Yep.
Matters not. Sudden death would be 9 holes.
Yep. So we'll start off on hole 10 for sudden death on Tundra. Or I'm sorry, not Tundra, Dodge City.
Hopefully a little banter going on there.
Oh yeah, it looks like it.
Talk.
It looks like it.
I was talking to Mark last night, really trying to understand his approach to the game and kind of walking through some shots.
Yep.
And I think that's why you saw on that par 3 and not use that stinger, that jab. He kind of just said that's not how he kind of learned the game. He's so programmed after 180,000 holes.
Yeah. He logs a lot of games. So it's just interesting to see the different play styles that come across with our players and how all these guys get to the same level, the same field of competition, but with such different styles. You know, you got guys like Mark approaching shots like that the way they just did, and you got guys right now playing like duck rubber with taking those snipers on almost every hole, and it's just interesting to see the development of the field itself and what you guys are learning to do with the game to stay competitive and all those new tricks and all that fun stuff. Yeah. GSPs? No, just outside.
A good look here on the par 3 for Mark, going with the jab, pitching wedge. Let's see what he puts it at. Looks like about 85, 86, cutting it in there a little bit. Maybe a little so be safe there.
Yeah, definitely so be safe.
Joel going with the sandwich.
I think Joel looks like he's trying to come across here, but I think he's just going to be...
Stay up. All right, just hangs on.
That'll work. That'll do.
We'll head over to the par 5, Mark. This is one you just hit it out there in the cow pasture. Yep. Hope you don't hit it behind a cow. Nope. I think we've all done that before.
Yep. If you hit it properly off the cow's backside, you can gain another 20 or 30 yards, but it's just not worth.
That's a shot I haven't seen, Andy.
That's not. We had one in qualifying last week. Yeah, bounced off the cow's derriere. I was expecting Mr. Shrump to make a Tommy Boy joke about a butcher and a cow, but it just there'll be another time for it one of these days.
This is one of those tough shots. You kind of can't ever get it far enough out there right. It always releases. Just one you want to get on the green, make a putt, get out of here.
Yep.
It's a long putt from
Moneyball. Definitely going to have. He's going to have to put himself to work here on the long putt. It's a tough one, And
so what he's doing there by turning out is trying to figure out is this really an up 4? Is it like a right half a degree or left? I think he thinks it's a little. It's not quite straight. Long putt off
Solid.
The way.
There it is. Cuts the hole in half. 66 feet away. Excellent shot out of Moneyball. The pressure, believe it or not, playing against Mark live in person, I'm sure it's pretty substantial.
Oh, I have no doubt.
He's playing solid to try to hold on to that lead and not let it go.
On the top shelf, that's going to go tricky.
That's going to be rough to try to make that trickle down. I feel like it can get crazy once it hits that slope, man.
Oh, absolutely. And the putt, what a putt.
Snuck it in. That'll do.
What a save.
Mark's not mad at that.
Moneyball lining up. What's he got? He's got a jab, so he's taking a little bit different approach.
Less likely to run up that side with this shot.
Bounce off the hill. Get a bounce off the hill.
And the bounce kind of put it out at GSPs almost distance-wise, but still an easy cleanup putt. And really, for the most part, other than the birdie instead of the eagle out of Mark on hole 4, it's really been kind of a non-remarkable game. Everybody's just playing, doing what they're supposed to, giving themselves decent approach shots. We're still waiting for GSPs in the match on hole 14, which is kind of crazy.
I think,
right?
Yeah, I think Mark got it on 10.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. You know what? I think you're right.
Big putt here from Mark. Needs this absolutely.
Oh, there. Got the vacuum to activate. That's what it was, right?
The troll reached down and pulled that one in.
That is what it was.
This is another one of the tough holes in the back nine. It just sets up so long, and there's 3 ways to really go. It's tough to make that. This is a tough shot for Joel, I'll tell you what. Into a 12, 272. Let's see what he's got.
He really didn't take too long to think about it, honestly. I think he feels pretty natural with this shot. He knows what he wants to do. Just the pullback coming down straight is his only issue right now, I think.
I'll tell you what, that's a good point to make. There's a lot of this.
Oh, no, Mark, no. That's brutal right there. But he does have a decent chip that he left himself with. It's not impossible. Joel's going to be in the sand here for sure.
It's not a bad lead.
That's not terrible by any means. It could have gone significantly worse. But I'm sure that's not quite exactly what he was looking to do.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to get that on the green, but better than going over the backside. He's got to make a little chip here. Little right one, javelin. I think we're going to get to see these at the same time. Mark goes first.
Ooh, fell short. He didn't want it. He didn't want that to land pre-green. He did not want that to land on even on the fringe. You know.
That was a tough one, though. You know,
It was. Yep.
Hit that a little too
You
hard.
hit a little bit too hard, and you're way downtown.
Yeah,
That's not the place to be.
Be going in the cow poop.
That's right.
Moneyball still got some work here. This could be a big chip.
It is. It is. Oh my gosh, there it is. Solid play out of Moneyball.
I cannot believe it. He's going to have a 2-shot lead. Oh, he's got a 1-shot lead going into hole 15.
He's trying to head to the King of the Hill match right now. Is what's happening.
We saw this wasn't an easy look. Mark hit it into the sand to the left, made birdie. Very easy to go long here. Very easy to go even worse than what Mark got. Get stuck on the roof.
He's going to kick pretty far, leaving him a long putt. Totally makeable, though. I think Mark will be able to send that one home. It is a little bit tough with the up 5, but right 3. But he should be fine here. It's nothing too crazy.
Perfect. Oh, Joel.
Oh,
Great
Joel.
shot.
Well, that was outstanding right there. That was the same hole Mark actually popped it on the roof.
Like that, he takes a 2-stroke lead.
Wow.
Into 16. Mark's a hole ahead, so.
And Joel trying to walk his way into the King of the Hill match at this point.
These last 3 holes are no gimme, though. That's a fun thing. 18
No.
can be.
Yeah.
This can be an ugly look, a tough putt. Mark had to make a big one. 17.
Yep. There's definitely opportunities for pitfalls and for advantages to be made on these next 3 holes. Oh, come on. Oh, no, it's going to be wet. There it is. So I think that that probably all about seals it, but you never know. Things can get crazy. You can, Moneyball could get wet, and he could. There's some interesting boxes you can get stuck behind.
He made that chip.
Did he?
Right.
Oh.
Still a tough shot to drop, but.
So that makes it a little less painful, but not too much at this point.
Coming in with the jab, get up a little bit.
He'll leave himself a putt.
These guys are grinding through this round.
They are.
Tell you what, some little chips, some
solid putt
putts.
right there. Excellent work.
Mark on 18. Sticky ball away. This looks really good. Ooh, go in.
Cameraman, where are you?
So close.
So it looks like that's going to do it for Mark, and all the pressure is going to be on Moneyball to simply not hit a stroke limit, and he'll be good to go.
Yeah, just get this on the green on 17. Should be good.
Nice shot right there. I was tracking straight on, just a little bit too heavy, a little bit too heavy-handed, but still solid play. He's played nothing but clean, I think, the whole time.
15 on the front, clean on the back.
Yep.
Get this on the green.
Get this on the green, and you'll be sitting pretty in the King of the Hill match, waiting for your money at that point. So we are paying out top 6 for this, and I believe first place is 360. I'll have to confirm that, but no super small chunk of money on the line, but definitely a little something there for these guys. Make it worth their time for showing up and waking up a little early in the morning here.
Great to get this going, get this into 16-man field. Great to just meet everybody face to face, guys you see on Discord or on the app, and good to put a handle with a face, I guess.
That's right.
Get up a little.
That's precocious, right? Because this is just such an uncomfortable spot to be in, regardless of knowing that you've been playing clean this whole time. I feel like that maybe even adds a little more pressure.
I think it does, because he knows Mark's a great player. He knows he's one up on the front.
Exactly.
So he's thinking Mark probably played clean back through here.
So you can tell he's really taking his time with this shot. I don't think he knows that he is pretty safe and solid at this point. And there, nice little putt. He's going to clean up for birdie, and Moneyball.
Moving on to the King of the Hill match.
Absolutely. So really well played out of Moneyball. He was nothing wrong with the way he played that game. I think completely golden tee par minus 18 there, and really solid play. Didn't see it wasn't a fireworks match. We weren't seeing GSP after GSP and hole outs and waters left and right. All
Just
that
get it on the
stuff.
green,
but
6, 7, 8 feet.
just seeing solid play. And that's kind of what you got to expect at this late in the tournament, this late in the game. These guys know how to get it to the green. They know their approach shots. They know what they got to do, to put themselves in the best position possible moving forward.
Absolutely. Well, it'll be great to see Joel move on. Mark is not out of it, though. He'll head to the loser's bracket. I have no doubt he may be back.
Indeed. And I think that we are going to hop on shortly with the Moneyball match, but I believe first we're going to be taking a short commercial break. Hopefully we're going to get somebody to replace me in the booth, join you with a little more experience, knowledge, and I can hop back on the stream. But thank you guys so much for joining us this morning for the Golden Tee mobile action here in the Music City Madness. We got a couple more matches left, so hang with us, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. It is Andy, the director of esports for Incredible Technologies, joined in the booth with Mr. Golden T.
Morning.
Waiting in the pretty far along in the loser side bracket at this point. So
I'm grinding.
that's right. I watched your games yesterday, and I think hot and cold might be a little bit of an understatement. But
Yeah.
man, when you were hot yesterday, you were liquid fire. You know,
It felt good doing some of those
That
stingers and
out of control. Some
Yeah.
of those holeouts you had. I think it was like two or three holeouts on the front nine of one of the courses. So
Yeah.
it was
fun.
It was great to see, man. I really I appreciated all the help that you gave us yesterday with the getting everything set up, and it was great to see you hit some nice shots. I really honestly
appreciate
enjoyed
that.
So we're jumping into the King of the Hill match here. We got Tilt Nasty, who has just joined in the booth with me here, scouting out his opponent, Moneyball. It's going to be an interesting match. You know, I maybe not the grand finals that I would have, or the King of the Hill match I would have predicted, but I cannot say that I'm actually that surprised. They're
Well,
both-
Riley Tilt was the number one seed.
Yes, correct. But I mean, you know, not seeing Mark, not seeing you in the grand finals, you know, just not seeing either of you guys,
Right.
to me, is a little bit. It just felt a little weird. That's
Sure.
all I'm gonna say. You know,
Joe's been playing great though.
he has. He's played safe. He's played smart. He's left himself, you know, relatively short putts on pretty much every single shot.
Yep.
And you know, he's had a solid walk here to the grand finals and beat some solid players along the way too.
Absolutely. It's actually the first time I've seen Tilt Nasty play live. I know he plays sometimes on Discord, but I'm never around for it.
He's another name I've been seeing up there on the lists for qualifiers
Yeah.
regularly.
He puts up some big scores.
Yeah, solid player for sure.
That looks good.
Yeah, it's gonna kick left too. Maybe
That
just a
looks
little
great.
too
Ooh.
little too left. Yeah, that was my little worry with. Oh
Good.
no,
Oh, no.
Moneyball.
I think that's his first mistake.
Oh my gosh, that's a rough situation to be in right there for Moneyball. Getting wet, dunking the ball right there is not what you want to do on hole 2. That's not how you want to start off the King of the Hill
Not at all.
match.
But if he's going to do what he wants to do it there, he's got plenty of time to make it up.
Sure, you know what, that does, you know, 16 holes left. There's a lot of room for opportunities in those holes, so that makes sense. That's a good point.
The back nine, anything can happen on the back nine.
Yeah, especially on crawdads.
Exactly. Great shot.
Put it up nice and snug right next to the hole.
Like he's down 2.
Oh no, and that's
Wow.
it's not anymore. 'Cause
Just gave that right back.
he did indeed, and that was
Surprising.
dangerous going.
Most guys go for the island to the right of that.
Yeah,
Surprised he went for that island.
yeah, that was just and was that the grabber he hit, or was it an orbit?
It looked like an orbit, and it just
That's
bounced.
what I thought it was an orbit too. Knowing that ball's gonna kick back, going to that island is.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! Oh,
Hopped
great try.
just a little over the hole. Awesome shot out of Moneyball. Tilt Nasty's going to try to answer Sniper, pushing it in up tight. Just hugs the fringe and stays on. It's going to be a chip, right?
I wonder. It looks like he might
Oh,
try
no.
to putt that. Yeah, he's better off chipping that. I wonder if Tilt Nasty is on tilt now after that water shot.
I don't think so. It's just maybe not quite recovered as swiftly as Moneyball here. And let's see, Moneyball's. Yep, that's the
perfect.
shot. That's the shot that I feel a little more comfortable with when I'm playing.
Exactly.
Just punch it out there with the sniper. No worries about, you know, backspin or kicking off a rock. Nothing crazy.
The safe play.
Exactly. Yeah. This is a tough approach here for Tilt.
Should be able to get over that though. Shouldn't be too hard for him. Especially with that wind, he shouldn't have a problem. I don't think the trees will be in play. That's a
Moneyball
good looking
punching
shot.
it in with the sniper.
good line.
Eagle putt, cleans it up.
Very nice.
Well done. He's going sniper too, so
He
he's
is, and
it's
he's curving
clearing
it around.
trying to curve it
Not
around.
gonna get up. Oh yeah.
Gets there. Let's see, Moneyball eyeing that same exact approach right now. Till Nasty's going to clean up the eagle putt, and I think at this
tied.
point we are going to be tied.
Not as much to hook. Very nice. About the
Very,
same
very-
outcome.
Yep, very similar shot there, similar placement. Eagle putt cleans it up, and we're going to be moving on to both players to hole 6.
And all tied up.
This is one that can get funky sometimes.
Yeah. Especially with that front pin like that.
Yeah, it's danger territory is what that is. And Tilt wants no part of it. You know, like I'm like, no, we're going heavy right here.
See, a lot of players like Joel there just hitting in the fairway.
Yep. That's
Riley's looked at the wind and played the wind angle on it. He's got a much easier shot here.
Oh, I like that. You know, and honestly, a better. If you look, I feel like more protected in terms of the shot.
Takes that water out of play.
Exactly. Whereas Moneyball, that water's still kind of actually in play. Not so much with the wind cutter ball, but both guys safe solid shots, 10-foot putts or something like that, cleaning them up, moving on, playing in synchronicity right now.
Exactly, which is good.
I love it when it lines up like this. It's nice.
This could be a tricky shot. See where he leaves that. Joel looks good. Riley's a little close to those trees. He might have an issue making the green. Let's see what the leave is. Oh, he should. He's gonna have to curve that around. He should be able to make it, no problem. With a safe shot, we'll see if he goes for the.
It looks like he's going to try to just catch that front lip of the green and punch it over. Moneyball with a much easier look here, weaving that orbit in.
Another safe shot on. And that's going to be a nice shot too.
Yeah.
A little bit longer putt, but very long putt.
Indeed.
Oh no. Pushed it out.
So that lead for Moneyball is going to extend.
-8 through 7. Got a one-shot lead. After that water hole on two, it was a nice comeback there.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. I forgot Moneyball watered as well, so
Yeah.
we were tied up until that previous. Good call.
But he's been playing solid since.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, not both players. You know, having an early mistake on and then kind of hunkering down, playing solid.
Yeah.
Till Nasty's going to have to make something happen. Probably moving on to the back nine here, but you know, it's anybody's game for sure. One stroke difference is nothing crazy.
And I don't know a lot of Tilt Nasty's game, but I know he's a big cabinet guy, and the back nine of Crawdad cabinet guys have a slight advantage with all the curving that needs to be done there.
That makes a lot of sense. Just that little extra edge of experience.
Exactly.
Knowing those approaches, knowing those shots, having hit those shots hundreds of times already. It's going to help you when you help transition over to this game.
It will. I like this shot from Joel.
It's going to run too.
That's going to get it.
Looks good. A little bit left. That was
great try.
But it was great. Just the amount of power to let it bleed out on the slope that you had. You know, just landing 6 inches more to the right. That's in the hole every time.
Yep.
You know. Let's see.
what
Tilt
Riley
Nasty's going to
does. Should duplicate that.
try to make something happen here. And this is a great opportunity for a look here. Very friendly
setup.
Yeah.
Is that going to stay left now? Oh, get down.
No.
Oh, a little bit too hard.
Much, yep.
Oh, no.
No, that's
That's a tough break. I think that puts him down 2.
yeah. Does indeed. So we have -9 after 9 out of Tilt Nasty and -11 out of Moneyball, who's channeling his inner Mr. Golden Tee right now.
Yes, he is.
I hear that adds a stroke or 2 to your game. Is that true? Is that true?
All right, now the interesting 9. I love this back 9. It's so hard.
You know, I heard your wife hit a shot of the week.
That was phenomenal. That was phenomenal.
Past shot of the week videos that just rolled out yesterday.
Yeah.
So that was very awesome to see. You know, the community getting involved with their families playing the game, and it was a hell of a shot too.
You know, for a level 12, using those surge clubs and to dunk it, that was phenomenal.
Absolutely. I was not doing anything remotely like that at level 12. I'm still not really doing anything like that.
Yeah, she's getting into it.
It's cool. It's great to see, you know, and it's a great community full of great people.
Absolutely.
And gosh, the competition is just getting so.
There are so many great
high
players.
with it. It's out of control.
That's a great shot. Get up. Oh, Joel got up. Tilt was
Just barely 2 by a few inches.
Yeah,
there.
and he was on line too.
Yep.
This course you could either shoot great or you could seen some very low scores on this shot, on this back 9. It could just eat you up.
Yep. Things can get scary really quick, and it's like you hit the water, you hit a tree, all of a sudden you're in a position where you know maybe you have to go around and lay up with another stroke. You can't have your approach, so it's mentally that's really. It's even harder for players where it's like a mistake happens, you can just move on, move around it, try to hit your chip out for birdie, whatever. But on Crowda, that's it's just not really the case sometimes.
It's not.
You'll find yourself in these precarious situations and forced into hitting some weird shots.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a weird, if you look at Tilt Nasty right now, this is a little bit of a. He's just going to try to punch this bad boy way out there and nice
shot.
Curve, yeah.
Great
Beautiful.
shot.
Can he get a bounce? Oh man, that's great shot, and he just doesn't get rewarded with the bounce.
He doesn't get the Joel bounce he got yesterday. Joel was getting bounces. Look at that. Joel is just on fire right now.
He is. He's not giving an inch. That's just really solid, consistent play.
Clean through 2.
The mental game is really, I just want to note, is really, really strong from Moneyball. And I think, this being the second live event,
right?
All the league stuff that he does, I feel like that's got to play a part in him being used to the pressure and the drive to compete that he's experiencing with this match. Right?
I agree. Tilt dropped another one, so I think he's down 2 now on the back. So he's down 4 strokes.
Yep.
But again, it's crawdad back. Anything can happen. Once you hit 15.
Yep. So out of this, out of the wave of courses we've been playing for Nashville, which is
ooh, nice shot.
Pine and On. What's your favorite and what's your least favorite?
Well, my least favorite is Tundra. I am not a fan of that course at all. I like Cape.
Yep.
That's the newest course. I love that course.
Yep. Cape is fun.
And I like Crawdad. I like that it's so hard.
Ooh,
great shot.
Wow. Solid placement. And Joel, another solid shot, too.
All over the pin.
Yep.
And I'm sure he doesn't know that he's up by 4 now. So
no.
I don't think he's going to be trying to play too safe yet.
No, I think business as usual. And,
yeah.
Relatively safe, but still, not getting aggressive, but still making runs at the pins.
Sure.
Is pretty much the play style that we've seen out of Moneyball. He's not going to go. He's not going to do anything crazy necessarily, but he's going to be near that pin. He's going to be near that flag. Nice shot out of Tilt. That's going to be close to GSP. Yes, indeed.
That's 2 in a row right at the pin.
Yep.
But that's what he has to do. He knows he's down.
Yeah, that's right. And from the player standpoint, trying to make that comeback. When you're playing, on the IT tablets, you're not playing at home. You're live and in person. What's that? Does that make it a lot different for you personally? When you need to make those shots up, does it weigh in your mind of, oh, I feel like I can't get as aggressive as I normally would here because I'm not as comfortable or nerves,
For me,
any of that sort of things?
For me, it has
Yeah.
nothing to do about comfortable. I mean, I have no problem sitting there playing on that tablet.
Sure.
Streaming it live.
Yep.
What I do is I'm constantly thinking I'm going to hold something out. That's why you see I'll hold one out
Yeah.
and then I'll throw it in the water.
Sure.
I think I'm a little bit too aggressive with it.
Right. Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
But yeah, it's definitely not. I don't overthink anything when I'm streaming, and I can't get in the minds of the other guys that are on there to know if that's what they're doing or
Right.
not.
Sure.
Now this is the first time Tilt Nasty's been streaming, so he's a great player, but we don't know what's going through his mind.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm sure he knows he's down and he's probably trying to be aggressive.
But it's tough. I mean, in the position that he's in, it's
Yeah.
there's just.
Here's the 15th hole now. This could be the game changer.
Indeed, it could.
It's not a good look either.
Both players really taking their time, sizing up
You
their
have to.
shots. Yeah, you don't. In this position, we're king of the hill match.
He got it through for at least a chip.
Wove that bad boy through the branches there.
Probably just, I was going to think he's played this one safe and take his bird and run.
Yep.
This is a tough look. Depends what he used. I don't know how often he's played this on mobile. I know he's played it on cabinet.
Right.
That looks like it should be able to get through. Nice shot by Joel.
I see Marcus started his match in the background as well, and I believe you will be playing the winner of that match on stream next. Oh my goodness, that was unfortunate turn of events there for Tilt Nasty. Really kind of a nail in the coffin type
I think
situation
so.
right there.
Yeah.
We'd have to see what two-stroke limits out of.
Joel.
Yeah. Well, a stroke limit and then another bad hole.
Yeah.
But either way, looking good for if you're a Moneyball fan. If you're a Tilt Nasty fan, he's gonna come back to play the winner of Mr. Golden Tee versus the winner of the Mark match that's going on right now. So
Great shot by Joel. A little long. Thought he had the line there.
So those of you guys watching, we might have a little bit of a longer break while we wait for the Mark match to finish after this one ends. But in the meantime, just hang with us, and we'll be back as soon as we can with Mr. Golden Tee playing his game as soon as this one finishes and Mark finishes his match. All right.
And we're just
Parking it on
finishing it
there.
up now. I think this one's over.
Indeed. All over but the singing at this point.
Yeah. This is a very, very tough hole for Joel. It plays a lot shorter than what it is, and with that wind, it's hard to cut it over. Yeah, see, the wind just takes it.
The wind refused that ball to cut at all. So I think Joel might be kicking himself a little bit after that shot, but probably just doesn't know that his position is very solid.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure here on the chip, probably in his mindset. Let's see.
And it's not a horrible setup with just straight down.
Mark with a much better shot here. Ow,
Get
wow,
down.
Just,
Beautiful.
or no, I'm sorry, not Mark. Tilt
Nasty.
Nasty. Yeah, with a much better tee shot here, leaving himself a 12-foot putt. That's going to be no problem. Moving on to the final hole. Yeah, Joel's really taking the time to think this one out. He feels like
I
this,
think he's
this
gonna
could be
make
a
this.
different maker.
And he does. Look at this.
Oh my
Beautiful
goodness.
chip.
That was solid. Solid.
That 10 down made it a lot easier than what it could have been.
Yep.
That was the nail right there. He's not going to give up 5 strokes on the last
No.
hole. But if Tilt aces this and Joel goes in the water, you never know. But this is a tough hole to ace. And he's got the line. Look at this. Oh. Good run at it.
It's a tough hole to ace, and the setup itself is not one that lends itself to getting wet. So
Exactly.
I think we're just going to see Moneyball park it middle of the green, give himself a distance putt.
Or
and-
put it in the
and-
hole. Look at this.
Oh.
Oh, short. Great shot.
But outstanding play out of both players. Moneyball sealing the deal to be the king of the hill.
Mr. Consistent. Who'd have thought that?
That's right. Who'd have thunk it?
That's
right?
phenomenal.
Right.
He deserves it, though. He's been playing great.
Yeah, he's played solid pretty much the entire tournament long. I think we saw him play some matches yesterday on stream, and solid play there. And he sees those guys hop up. We're going to be. We still got the Mark match needs to finish. That one's already started. So we got probably at least 5 or 10 minutes before we'll be ready to hop into your match. So it'll be enough time for us to maybe get something to drink, get something to eat, run to the bathroom, maybe go to a quick commercial break type deal.
Sounds good.
How are you feeling? Are you ready,
I'm ready
for your match?
I am absolutely ready.
How's your mindset is good? You're
Oh, yeah.
solid. You're ready to. And you guys are going to be playing on.
My favorite course. Tundra.
Exciting. We were just talking about how much you love Tundra. Wow. And here we go.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Well,
I'll give it a run.
I got confidence in you. I think that, you know what, maybe Tundra's going to become your favorite course after this next match. What do you say?
We hope so. We hope so.
We do indeed. Thank you guys for joining us. Like I said, it's going to be just a few minutes, and we'll be back with Mr. Golden Tee versus the winner of, I think, is that Mark and Dirtbag is going to be that one. So thanks, guys, for joining us, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Good morning from beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. Brian Bernhardt here, sitting next to me, Joel Wilburn. We're here to call one more mobile match for the day. Whatever matches are played after that will be uploaded to YouTube. We're at TNT Billiards. There's 177 players here for a Golden Tee Arcade tournament. There's also a 16-player GT Mobile tournament with $1,000 added. Right, Joel?
Yep, that's correct. And we've got this match going on right now, and then we'll have the losers bracket finals, and then we'll have the King of the Hill match left after that.
And here we are starting off on Tundra Peak. It's not snowing today, you know. Now it is. I know that when I play the arcade version, whether there be snow or rain on some of the older courses, does that distract you at all when you're playing mobile, or you just you know what you got to do when you're playing?
To me, it doesn't at all. The only thing that can get a little difficult is some of the twilight settings make it kind of hard to see the pin or something like that. But other than that, it really doesn't matter too much. It's just a little bit of variety while you play.
It's an interesting point with that twilight setting. I noticed that the other day where there's the sun is coming up on a couple of those courses, and it's blinding light.
Yeah, there's a few times where it's kind of hard to tell the difference between, mountains and sky. Mark's got a shot coming straight.
And it's going to go in the hole?
Oh, just a little bit short.
So I didn't see there. What was his percentage? Did he hit that 100% or?
I did not see either, but no, he didn't. It was, I believe it was about 70. It wasn't a full stinger.
Okay.
And so here, Mr. Golden Tee hit his about 97. He came up short, too.
And that's the main thing about this that's different, from the arcade side to the mobile side is you know exactly what percentage you want to hit the ball. For us, we have a really good idea what we want to do, but we don't know how we hit it until we see our shot meter on the screen.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's a very different game between the two from that aspect, and the precision you can get in mobile is just so much different than arcade.
Definitely.
And so Mark here is he's going to try and hole out from there. It's a pretty good look, but this is a difficult shot because of that uphill elevation. It's kind of hard to get the distance just right.
And he's going to go about 75% here, right?
Looks like about 88. Oh, just a little bit long.
Wow. And the wind cutter, that's a javelin, correct? And what
yes.
what that does is it knocks off 75% of the wind, which is
that's correct.
Which is really, really helpful. What's interesting, and you can see it's flashing right there on the left side of the screen, going from 6 miles per hour to 1.5.
Right. And Larry here is going to take a little different approach. He's actually using a cut shot to try and bring that back. He'll try to land this past the hole and then bring it back.
Is that with the super backspin, right?
What a shot. A little bit long, but great shot.
And that's one of the other interesting things as well. It's different between the arcade and mobile side is when you're playing mobile, you can pick and choose what ball you use on every single shot. When you're playing arcade, you choose your ball before you tee off in hole one, and that's what you have.
Right. And on arcade, you do have your spin options for every shot,
correct,
which
yes.
is somewhat similar, but you just have a lot more variety in mobile than you do in arcade.
And speaking of spin, that's one of the main differences I've noticed from playing the game is the way the ball backspins on mobile compared to arcade. When you hit like a big hook shot, like an A1, for example, on arcade, it'll come in and it'll spin right. On mobile, it just always spins backwards,
right.
correct?
It always spins back towards where the ball came from, essentially. And really on mobile, it generally just always lands softer. Yeah. So that's a big difference too. Mark played up here to this little landing pad on 4, and I would guess we'll see Mr. Golden Tee do the same thing. This is one of those shots to where if you don't know that landing pad is up there, it's not obvious at all.
Right, yeah, you go about 3 or 4 clicks to the right to find it.
Yep.
That is a great shot there. Just
great shot.
Well, he's using the Maniacs here. Is
Yep.
he open for a bounce, maybe? Does that stick in the snow?
Yep, it's going to stick in the snow, which is not too bad from right there.
Oh, you can still use a Ranger and get out of there and get there
a
just
Ranger
fine.
will get him out of there just fine. Now, the difficulty is it's hard to stop that Ranger, and it's going to be a difficult look so he doesn't leave himself with a super long putt.
On the arcade side, when you hit that shot, you are not going to be getting an eagle in this hole. That's one of those things that where you.
Oh, that's not what Mark wanted to happen there.
And that's going to keep on rolling for a little bit, isn't
That's
it?
going to leave him with an 80-foot putt or so, I think.
Maybe we are 74 feet. Now, as far as the putting goes, what is the maximum distance you can usually go?
Oh,
is it about 100 feet? Would you do 100%?
100 feet flat on a flat green is how far it'll go in mobile, and there's nothing you can do to make it longer than that. Let's see what I'm interested to see what Larry does here. He's again, instead of turning to compensate for that wind, he's using that cut shot, and he's hoping to make it kind of land a little bit softer down there.
And one thing that we were talking about last night that we noticed,
That's
Look at
perfect.
that bounce right there. That's great.
Yep.
Mark and Larry here, they've been doing this a very long time. They're used to the iPads, right? Last night we had a couple guys that were playing. Ryan Sparks being one of them. Where it was his first time playing on
Right.
the iPad, and you could just see some of the shots like they just didn't have it. Although they're really skilled at the game, such a huge difference when you play on a screen that's twice the size.
100%, especially when it comes to putting. Putting is the big thing that it's very difficult to compensate from a phone to an iPad. We'll watch Larry Foster, Mr. Golden Tee. We'll watch his shot on 5 here, because that's where Mark dropped that stroke, and this could be a really key swing hole. And hope Mark stays up. He did. It's a nice shot.
And what's interesting while you guys are watching this, you see the images of them, and you can see Mark. They were talking last night how he likes to play off his knee. Larry, he's playing. Is it off the stand maybe, or no?
He flips the stand upside down actually, and kind of gets the right angle. And I don't know if you could see it on the stream, but when I was playing my last match on stream, then I actually put my phone underneath the iPad. I put my phone underneath the iPad so that I can get the right angle, the same angle I have at my desk.
Gotcha. That's a great
That's
putt right
nice.
there.
Yep.
So that's the hole where he's going to gain a stroke right there.
Yep.
And for those that are watching, we're playing 18 holes, right?
That's correct.
So you're going to see at the end of 9 holes, it's going to say you won or you lost, depending on what screen it is. But they didn't win or lose yet. They're going to play 9 more holes, and then if there is a tie after that, they're going to come back to hole 10 and have a sudden death format.
That's correct. So GSP is not a factor here. It's not going to be the tiebreaker.
Which allows them to kind of play a little bit more conservatively, right? I mean, and other times when you're trying to qualify for Worlds and do things like that, like those great shot points are a key factor. And
That's right.
You got to go after them, and whether you're hitting one of those stinger shots or what, there's different shots that you can take. You can be more conservative today.
In fact, we had somebody qualify for Worlds and mobile the other week on, I think, 600 GSP across 9 holes. That was the difference, and that's what sent them to their spot in Vegas next year.
Which is a shot that was just, a quarter of a foot closer or
Yep,
whatnot. From
exactly.
however many yards away. It's amazing how that happens.
Exactly. It's a good shot by Mark. He's left himself with a nice short putt there.
So Mark's going to be finishing off the 9 here, and Larry's going to have a few more holes to play. So
Yep.
after Mark finishes hole 9, he's going to see where he's at. He's going to look and see on the screen that he dropped one on that one hole.
Right, and they're going to wait for the other person to finish. Now this look on 9 is really interesting. So the ideal thing that you really want to do is to be able to land a grabber or a sniper on this green on 9. But they don't have that option. So
because the wind is 12 in your face here, right?
Right. They just can't reach without a Maniacs or a Javelin. A Javelin's never going to hold the green, so he's going to go for Maniacs. And he's probably going to hope that it hits the snow and kind of take some of that momentum off.
That's way short,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Honestly,
how aggressive are you with this chip here?
in this setting, pretty aggressive. I personally would do what Mark's doing here. I know there's several players that would use they'd use a sniper here, and they try to hit it with the sniper. That way, it's a little bit safer. It's not going to go off the edge. But it's a pretty high percentage chip, even though it'll get your hands shaking a little bit when it matters like this.
And speaking of hand shaking, I mean, there are some hand shaking when you get to this part of the tournament.
That's a great chip.
Wow, how about that?
And it was great speed too. It was going to stay up even if it missed. So it was a good job.
So you see the look on Mark's face right there. He knows that he got lucky. He made that one. He knows he dropped one earlier on.
Yep.
So what I like to do is I like to watch the facial expressions. You're going to see Mark here looking to see what Larry's done so far.
Yep.
And it's always just kind of interesting to see. He's gonna right there. He notices. Oh, he got the eagle on hole 5.
He sees that Larry's played clean so far, but at the same time, he knows he's got a really, really tough look coming up on 9, and it's going to be interesting to see what he does there.
And then not just on hole 9, but Tundra Peak. I mean, it's one of the more difficult, back 9s.
Yes.
Even hole 18. I mean, for the most part, these guys have played this game so many times now. They've seen probably every setup and know what to do. But like you mentioned on hole 9, you got to think a little bit harder about it, what ball to use and what to do next.
For sure. And, on Tundra Peak back, it's one of those courses where you can definitely see a swing of 3 to 4 strokes pretty easily. But above that, you can see a swing of 3 to 4 strokes on a certain hole.
Right.
All you have to do is send one putt off the edge, and all of a sudden you're in a really bad spot. So.
And speaking of one putt off the edge, one thing I found that was really interesting with this course is hole 17. Have you played the arcade version of Tundra Peak or no?
No, I have not. I'm somewhat familiar with it. Are you talking about the net on 17?
Yeah, the net. So when you're playing the arcade side, you go short, you're in the snow. You go long, you're off the cliff. But you have that net there that really allows you to be really aggressive on certain
Right.
shots.
Let's see where this lands.
Similar place.
Okay. Yep.
So now right now he's got a chance to have a one-stroke lead going into the back nine, or we're going to be all tied up.
Yep.
And it's all going to come down to what happens with this chip.
Or if this chip goes off the edge of the green, it could be a lot worse.
Could be one of those.
Interesting to see what happens.
And at this point, Larry does not know what Mark has done.
That's right. Yep.
Now, me and Chad were talking about this last night a little bit. We get to see hole by hole. If you knew that you were up one at this point, would you play this a little bit more conservatively?
So I can use the example of my last match that was streamed just a little bit ago. So I knew I was up by 2 strokes going into the back. I could kind of tell by his facial expressions that he wasn't very happy with how he had played. So I didn't know for sure. Yep, he kind of played it safe there, just went for the putt. But I had a pretty good idea, and I did. There were at least 2 holes that I took a more conservative line than I would have otherwise. And I just said, you know what, don't get it in the water, don't get it in a bad spot, and just, take what the course gives you. So
For sure. And then talk a little bit about how things were like in Vegas, because not only do you not know necessarily what your opponent's at, while you're in the middle of the match, but you're hearing the crowd. You're hearing the people cheering, and you know who's rooting for who. It's there's a couple guys that had a lot of friends that were there to watch. Like, well, what's that like when you're hearing the oohs and the ahs, but you don't really know?
Right. And so I wasn't there in Vegas. I've talked to a few people that were, but then I had that experience in St. Louis, to where we had a nice setup there, to where it was pretty quiet. We had a lot of room for everyone to watch everybody else play, and at first you think that it's pretty telling. But what you find out real quick is you're never quite sure if it's a good sound or a bad sound.
Right, exactly.
And so it's kind of hard to tell exactly what's going on.
And with the oohs and the ahs, it's hard to pick out who actually it is that's doing it on and who they're cheering for. But
right.
Back to the game here real quick. Mark's moving right along. Now, is he one of the faster players in Golden Tee Mobile?
Very much so. Yep. And he's turned on quick shot now, and he's flying through the course. We're going to have to pay a little closer attention to kind of keep up. I believe he's clean through these 3 holes. I'm pretty sure.
This is one of the more easier par 5s, correct? The hole 13 that Mark's on right now, because you really don't need to get too creative. Just drive your shot down there, and you have an iron to come in.
Yeah. The only thing you got to really watch for is you really don't want to clip the ice up here. Ooh. Okay, good. That looked a little ugly for a second there. Quick shot's throwing me off, too.
And there's a sniper right there for Larry.
Just went long, had a good line.
So hole 14 for Mark, hole 10 for Larry. I got a strange feeling Mark's going to be done in about 2 minutes, and we're going to be able to watch Larry finish up.
Yep.
We'll have a really good idea of how he attacks each and every hole. We're going to know each and every hole what he's going to have to do. He's try to match up with Mark, whatever he did. And
yeah, for sure. This is a pretty good look from Mark on hole 14 here. This is it's rough to hit out of that junk over to the side there, but it's a pretty easy pin placement. Good wind to help him out.
And he's using a sniper there just to make sure. He did hit it pretty good though. That's up there. And this is one of those holes where you've got that ice that slopes away from the green. So
right.
If you're long, then and it's really hard to get off of that.
Yeah, for sure.
So and here's Larry. Once again, using that wind,
Mm-hmm.
Is that his style? I mean, this is a few times now he's not using that wind cutter, and he's wanting to cut his shot and use.
Yeah, I think Larry feels pretty comfortable that he knows what the wind's going to do to the ball and that he can adjust. And on this green, he's got a lot of room to work with, and when he has a lot of room to work with, he's going to take a pretty aggressive line for the most part.
That's a beautiful shot right there.
That's a great shot.
Now, here's a question for you. Larry, we know that he played Golden Tee.
Oh, man, Mark wound up with
he
no
snookered
look on
right
his
there.
putt. It could have been worse. He could have wound up completely off, and I wish I'd seen the shot that got him there. I was watching Larry's. But that's, a birdie there is not the worst option, for sure.
So that's the first shot that we've seen drop so far in the back nine.
I believe so.
But what I was getting at earlier with Larry, do you think his knowledge of Golden Tee Arcade, great shot there, plays into him wanting to use the wind more? Is it because his prior knowledge of the game, do you think, or is it just his style?
I do think that's probably part of it. I think that I think we've seen pretty consistently that the players who have experience with arcade tend to be more comfortable playing the wind. And you also see the same thing with the way that they will cut into the wind to adjust rather than just aiming.
Right.
Because the ball does move a little bit differently that way. Let's see here.
And that's trouble for Mark right there. This is going to be a hard up and down.
You know, it is. It's not what you want to happen, but I would be pretty surprised if Larry gets on this green as well. That was a really tough look.
Yeah, and this is where things get interesting. The hole 17 we were talking about earlier, where you got that net there, so you can be aggressive with it. Should get a birdie. 18. You know, it could make a difference, but we've seen Mark drop 2 strokes now, right?
Right.
Now, how does Larry shoot those holes? We're going to find out.
Yeah, for sure. And Mark,
he likes the super backsman, doesn't he?
He really does. Oh, man, what a shot. Like that level of precision, adjusting for the wind, and then cutting it into the wind, and like it really is pretty impressive. Mark had a great shot on 17 there.
He tried to drop that one right in the cup there.
He really
didn't even want it.
Yep. That 15-mile-an-hour headwind on that hole is hard to gauge distance. He did a really great job there.
Now, here's a question I don't know the answer to. We just got the Ultra Shot introduced to us a couple years ago in Golden Tee Arcade, where if your ball hits nothing but the bottom of the cup, you get double your great shot points.
Right.
Do you get that in mobile or no?
No, you don't. I really wish they would. Nice. Ooh, he's going to have a tough putt.
It's like a 30-footer from there?
He should be able to make that, but that's a tough putt. There it is.
All right.
So we've got the mark. The mark is 12 under is what Larry needs to hit.
And the reason that he needs that 12 under, we know the front 9, they had both tied.
Right.
Although Mark had more great shot points, like we talked about earlier, that does not come into play.
Right.
That's going right at it, too, isn't it? A little bit off,
good
15
shot.
feet
Yep.
on top of the hole.
Yeah, the same thing Mark did. So when you're hitting, when you're hitting out of that rough, then it takes off some of the power from what's displayed. And so we saw both those guys do the same thing. They just got a little aggressive. They went a little long, or they played it safe by going a little bit long.
And here's the hole where Mark dropped the first one.
Yep.
He feels pretty confident using that 14 wind, and
it's going to be long.
Oh, my goodness.
That's not a good look. Now, what you actually want is you want it to go off this edge.
Do you get a good
if
drop?
It does not go off this edge, then you don't get a drop at all, and you have to hit from there. And it's actually impossible to get back up on the green. And so it's an automatic stroke limit. I think he's safe now. He's out of bounds now. He's just got to wait for it to stop. But there is a spot you can land down there where you can stroke limit because you can't get back up and it won't drop you.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
And that's exactly what you were talking about.
That is exactly what I was talking about. And see, there's no way up there. He can turn and hit it down this hill and go out of bounds. But I'm pretty sure the drop's going to be right where he's at. Like it's not going to. That's so unfortunate.
He was moving right along pretty good. He actually hit a decent shot, just went a little bit too long.
Yeah.
It felt really, because Mark's shot, he was snookered there in the other part. He did not have a straight line to putt for eagle.
Right. And I don't know whether Mark tried to play over there or whether he clipped the mountain is what I would guess. This is really an unfortunate way for a match to end.
Now this is going to drop him right back, isn't it?
I believe so.
That's a long way down, I'll tell you that.
Your drive will go 750-something yards there.
Yeah, and he knows it. He's just going to. Oh, that's now. Is this still on the winner's side, or is this on the loser's side right now?
This is on the loser's side.
It's really unfortunate
this
that
is a final elimination for Larry. Oh. And like I hate the matches ending this way. I really hope they fix that out of bounds issue. Like that needs to be out of bounds, 100%. Yeah. But that being said, every player knows it. Every player knows you cannot go long on this hole. Like it will make you lose your entire game because if you're off the green and it doesn't keep rolling, then you've got to do what he just did. Take your 7 and move on with the round.
Now, in that case, had he known that Mark had only birdied the hole, he would have had an opportunity to be a little bit more conservative right there. You know,
Right.
he was probably assuming he needed to get that eagle right there.
Right.
So, and he's going to look back. He's going to see that birdie and probably think, "Oh wow, I
Yeah,
didn't need the eagle."
that's one of the settings where if you'd been playing heads up like you do in arcade, he would have laid up.
Yeah.
Like there's no way you take that shot. You just lay up, you take a little wedge over the mountain, and you're safe. It's just not an option here. This is a nice shot.
So
There you go.
can it hit that rock and bounce towards the hole?
Yes.
That rock's
Yep.
in play, correct?
Yep. Usually it stops it dead or sends it backwards, but yes, you
It's
can
in
get
play.
some fortunate bounces off there.
I'm just going to use the chipper right here. A little bit left.
Yeah.
I think this is just part of the frustration. You know,
Oh, yeah.
he knows that his day is over.
Yeah, I mean, he turned the iPad and showed it to Mark. He knows that that's it's over now, and all he can do is just finish it out, get the final score.
And what's interesting is you don't see the net until right there.
Right, and so generally this play is actually what most people do. So that that sniper was a very kind of odd play from Mark. Usually people just hit a javelin up there, let the net catch it, and move on because it's the easiest way to, just make sure that you've got your eagle
And
or
you,
your
and
birdie.
you don't want to be short. You know,
Right.
it'll stick in the snow short,
Exactly.
right, or it could come down.
And it is possible to bounce over the net with the
Oh.
javelin, but you really have to get a pretty unlucky bounce. So just a reminder, we'll be recording and posting the finals matches later on today. Arcade is about to start their tournament, and we're going to be streaming some of those matches in pink and purple brackets. And then I think the main bracket starts at noon. Is
At
that
noon,
correct?
yeah, it does. Unfortunately, I won't be part of the main bracket. I'll be starting at around 11 o'clock because my
All
day
right.
didn't go as planned. But yeah, so Mark's going to be moving on. They're going to have the official handshake, and it's unfortunate that the match ended that way, Joel. But that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yep, that's the way it works. All players are playing under the same settings, and hopefully they change those settings and make that out of bounds, but that's the way it works.
Yeah, but that's what we need to have. We need to have these live events like we have here today. Thanks to Incredible Technologies for adding $1,000, no entry fee
For sure.
tournament. And when those things happen, they can look back and they can make that executive decision,
Yeah.
on what to do moving forward.
Yeah, for sure.
So, are you still in the tournament then? Or?
I am. I'm in
Okay.
the King of the Hill match, so I'll be playing the winner of the final losers bracket match. So
Gotcha.
we've got the final losers bracket match, and then we'll have the King of the Hill, 1 or 2, depending on what happens.
So you've got 2, 3, maybe 4 matches left, I believe, right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct. So we've got Riley Hitchcock, Tilt Nasty. He will be playing Mark Duchesne, Mark, and then the winner of that will play me in the King of the Hill.
So you're just sitting back,
That's
just
right.
waiting in.
I'm about to go play my pink bracket matches in arcade and
And-
see how I do there, and so we'll see how it goes.
I think it's great that you came out to play arcade, play mobile, and it's really great to meet you, Joel. It's been a lot of fun, and look forward to doing it some more in the future.
Yep, me too. It's good to meet you too.
All right. Well, good luck the rest of the day, Joel.
All right, you too.
Thank you.